Hey there, my name is Chris Acton with Acting Creative, and this is a handwoven interview. Today, I am talking with the deeply fabulous Jodi Ybarra with Cotton Clouds. She is just the coolest for sure. If you aren't familiar with Cotton Clouds, it is a online yarn store, and she has all kinds of stuff specializing in materials for weavers and spinners. So I hope you enjoy a handwoven interview with Jodi Ybarra. Jodi, I am so glad you're here. So glad you could join me on a handwoven interview.
I'm so happy to be here too.
Woohoo! Yes. So, as I said in the introduction, then Jodi is the proud owner of Cotton Clouds, and she has a very long, fabulous history with them. So, I thought I would give you a moment to give us a little background for us.
Sounds great. So I've been with Cotton Clouds since the mid 80s when I was still in high school. It was
No kidding.
Yeah, it was actually my very first job when I was still in high school. So of course I went to high school and half a day got to work at Cotton Clouds. And
What did you do for them as a high schooler? What was your job?
Shipping orders. Back then we didn't have very much for internet or anything like that.
Right? There wouldn't be anything in the 80s, right?
No, I had to handwrite. Well, we advertised in the handwoven magazines.
Okay.
And, some other places, Spin-Off and Shuttle, Spindle and Die Pot, things like that. And people would send in orders for a catalog. And so then I would write their names and addresses on an envelope and put the catalog in and mail it out. And that's how it all started. And Irene Schmuller was the owner, and she started Cotton Clouds in the 70s. So, yeah.
Long time. I don't think I knew it had been around that long. That's amazing.
Yeah, she started out just real small and just advertising and working with, some of the spinners. Cotton Clouds, when it first got started, it was mainly spinning fibers, and then, of course, introducing 100% cotton. And over the years, we've added on a few different natural fibers like tencel and rayon, things like that.
Nice. Okay, so you started way back then. Were you a weaver before you started with her?
No,
or no?
No, I crocheted since I was a little girl, and I just did that for a job, in high school. But within a few years of working at Cotton Clouds, I loved the idea of weaving, and Irene bought me my first rigid heddle loom for I think Christmas or birthday gift. I can't remember which, but it just took off from there. And I, of course, practiced for a while and then started designing. And she was so supportive to teach me how to write a pattern and things like that. So it all started from there, and I started designing rigid heddle projects mostly.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, but there's a long time between the 80s and high school and now. So have you worked there like off and on the whole time, or what's been kind of the background there?
When I graduated from high school, I moved away for a year, but then ended up coming back to the town that where I graduated, and I just started working there again. And then, as the years went by, I started needing more of a full-time job because that was always part-time. And
sure.
I started working at the hospital, but then I would work at the hospital full-time, and then I would go to Cotton Clouds after that and work on the weekends. And then we just started getting busier. Yeah, busier and busier. So it was just getting hard to do both over the years. Yeah.
Yeah. And then okay, but you own it now, right?
So
how did that transition then take place?
Well, Irene was ready to retire, and I had to make a decision. Do I want to, work at the hospital, or do I want to be the owner of Cotton Clouds? And of course, I chose Cotton Clouds.
So glad. We're so happy it turned out like that.
So it was just my whole life's work, and I just couldn't see doing anything else.
Yeah, that's amazing. So you've owned it for how long now then?
Little over 2 years.
Oh, not that long in the scheme of things.
No, not that long. And then I moved the business to Payson, where it's up more in the mountains more. I was just tired of the hot weather.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Tough on me too. I don't blame you.
And I have the business at my house because it was just hard to find a building and everything to have cotton clouds in. So I actually turned my house into cotton clouds.
Nice. There we go. That seems fair. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so do you have what kind of plans do you have for the future of cotton clouds? I mean, I feel like, at least for me, that I didn't really know much about cotton clouds until like just a little, over the last couple of years, and I think you're doing such a good job of kind of being in key places, and your social media is great. I mean, I think you really have some wonderful momentum going. So what kind of things are you hoping to do in the future?
Oh, I just love all the weavers and socializing with them. And so I'm really trying to build it into more of a community because, like you said, not everybody knows about cotton clouds. So I'm trying to get the word out that we are a really great community to share, for rigid heddle weaving and shaft weaving.
And beyond,
Yeah. So I do a lot of designing for rigid heddle, but we also have a lot available for 4-shaft and 8-shaft weavers. And we just built a new website when I purchased Cotton Clouds. My daughter came into the business and she does so great with the social media and the pictures. I don't know if you all have noticed that our website is looking so pretty
it's beautiful. Yes, it's really beautiful.
So I'm just trying to build the website and make it better for everybody to easily navigate through the website.
Yeah. So I know that you have a very active page or pages on Facebook. Can you tell me a little bit about those?
I do. We have a Facebook group for rigid heddle weavers. There's a lot of interaction on there. It's really great to see what everybody's weaving. And we do a weaving challenge every month that they can get a pattern to weave with either the kits that I supply or their own yarns.
Nice,
so
nice.
That's really a great way to
Once a month is a lot, Jodi. That's a lot, my friend. That is that's fabulous, but ambitious.
I promised myself I was going to do it for a full year, and we started back in July. So it's almost been a year that we've got one weaving challenge a month. Yeah.
Wow. That's impressive. Yeah.
And then I have another rigid heddle group, Serenity Spinners and Weavers. And that's more for, of course, spinning, cotton spinning. We post a lot of really neat videos on there. And that one's really fun to join. And then, of course, we have our Cotton Clouds page on Facebook.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Well, and this has been wonderful. Jodi and I are partnering together for the April Weave-along for 2023. She is doing the yarn for that, which has been amazing. It's really, it's the Aurora cotton. Is that what we used?
Aurora Earth.
Aurora Earth. Yeah. It's very nice. Yes.
I'm so excited for your Weave-along. It's going to be so fun.
Yeah, it has been very fun. We're so happy to have you for sure. So okay, so here's my question. So left to your own devices, if it's just you and a loom, what kind of weaving do you like to do? What do you like to make? What kind of personality do you have as a weaver?
I am mainly a rigid heddle weaver. Yeah. So I love designing on there, and my favorite thing to weave is towels. I go crazy for towels. I've done several towel clubs for rigid heddle weavers, which if they join the club, they can receive one kit a month to weave a project. So those are really fun, and I have several of those to choose from. I really love towels.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with a towel, can you? I mean, that's just...
You can't. No, and they're so, you can give them as gifts. They're the perfect gift for everybody, men or women. So that's what I weave mostly. Yeah.
I love that. And I know you're busy in your warehouse, kind of always winding off yarn and everything, but do you have much time to sneak in some weaving in there? Do you do much weaving on a regular basis?
I do. I try to do that early in the morning before I start working. That's kind of my relaxing time and kind of get focused and um, think of the plan for the next project and things like that. That gets me going for the day. So I get up early and weave for a couple hours and then get busy in the warehouse.
Yeah, I love that. What a great way to start the day, though. That's a great way to like start on a good foot. By
Yeah, I notice a lot of people say that they don't have time for weaving and they wish they had more time. And I've always like set my alarm a couple hours early just so I can, get some weaving in. I think it's important to make time for things you like to do rather than just get in the rut of go to work, go home, make dinner, So I
yeah,
think
I
it's really
agree.
important to make the time.
Yeah, I agree. Every so often I have to remind myself, I'm like, this is life. It's not just like, I'll do that when I get past whatever. You need to enjoy it right now. I totally agree.
Right.
Yes. See,
Yeah.
we're right there, Jodi. We're right there. See, on the same wavelength. For sure, for sure. So, one of the things I like to do as part of our handwoven interview is to ask if you have a weaving tip or a trick or some kind of advice for the folks watching the video. So, what do you have for us?
Well, a lot of people are scared to play with color. And I think that it's so important to just try, just try different colors together, see how they interact. And you'll soon find that you're really good at combining colors. And I was in the rut for a long time of just using shades of one color in a project and not trying to use, say, a red and a blue together or, different colors together. And I think it's important just to jump in and try because I surprise myself. I usually tend to go towards neutrals. I live in Arizona, so I go towards the browns and the rust and the natural. But lately, I've been pushing myself to weave with bright colors. And I found out that I like it.
That's awesome.
I thought I didn't like purple, but now I do. So
Yeah.
I just think it's important to try getting out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, I love that. Well, and I think one of the things you do really well at Cotton Clouds is that you can buy like a whole assortment of yarns together. So I love that you've already kind of helped with that to be like, here is your, I'm just gonna make it up. Here's your sunset variety, and you've got,
Right.
6 colors or whatever. I think that's brilliant. Was that something that you
Yeah.
started, or did Irene start that before you?
I started that. We do the Aurora Earth bundles. They come in 6 colors, and we have like anywhere from 10 to 15 different combinations at a time. And we change them through the seasons. Like we just added new colors for spring. So we have new Aurora Earth bundles for spring right now. And then we keep some of the favorites that people really enjoy. And that makes it easy to play with color because we put together colors that still go together, but some that you may not have chosen to go together.
I love that. Well, and a bundle, did you say there's 6 in the bundle? Is that right?
Yeah, there's 6 colors in a bundle.
Yeah. And I think that's just brilliant because you can put all 6 in a project or pick the 4 that you like or, whatever that is. I think
Right.
it gives you so much to work with. I think that's such a great way for anyone who's nervous about color. It's a brilliant way to do it.
I think so too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yeah. So anyone watching us who is a little apprehensive, just go buy a bundle and Jodi will get you all fixed up for
Oh
sure.
yeah,
They're
and we have so many to choose from that I'm sure you'll find one that you like.
Absolutely, for sure, for sure. Excellent. Well, at the end of these interviews, I like to do a little rapid fire question and answer. Don't overthink it. That's the key. Just whatever comes to mind. That's here we go. Okay. If you had to pick one, what is your favorite fiber? I know you're around a lot of fiber every day, but what is your fiber, Jodi?
It's cotton. 100% unmercerized cotton, I would choose.
Nice.
Yeah.
Why the unmercerized and not the mercerized?
Mainly because I weave towels, and that's best for towels. Yeah.
Of course it is.
I mean, of course, if you're weaving like a runner, you may want to go with the mercerized cotton. but I like the unmercerized. It washes so well. And the 8-2 cotton that we have, the Aurora Earth, is color fast. So you could use red and white together and you don't have to worry about it bleeding. And so
that's a big deal because bleeding is always, you're always like, oh, what's going to happen when I put it in the washer and dryer? And just for those that don't know, will you explain the difference between mercerized and unmercerized?
Yes, unmercerized cotton it doesn't have that process on it. So it does when
hasn't been treated, right?
Hasn't been treated.
Okay.
So the mercerized cotton is treated and it doesn't shrink as much. And it has kind of a sheen to it, like a shine, where the unmercerized cotton is more dull and it's really absorbent. And I think that's why I go towards the unmercerized. It looks more of like earthy colors, not so bright. And with cotton, when I think of cotton in the fields and it's not treated. It's still kind of the raw fiber.
Yeah. I think the kind of matte finish to it is just a little softer then. Yes. And I'm with you. I tend to I don't lean towards the shiny stuff. So yes, the mercerized that once they treat it, it has that kind of shiny finish, which is flashier, but like you said, it doesn't shrink as much, which is it's not as absorbent. Yeah.
So there's good qualities about both.
Yeah.
Kind of what you're making.
Right. It all comes down to what your goal is, for sure. Love that. Good answer. Okay. What is your favorite loom?
Rigid heddle. I really love my Ashford rigid heddle loom. I also have a flip from Shacked.
Oh, okay.
And they have good qualities. Each of them has good qualities, but I tend to weave on my Ashford rigid heddle the most. And then I also have my Baby Wolf 4-shaft loom, which I love. Yeah, so that's another favorite. It's hard to choose.
What's that?
It's hard to choose.
It's hard to choose. I know. It's like picking your children. It's like, which one do you? Yeah. Okay, so what size is your Ashford?
It's a Baby Wolf. Oh, the Ashford. No, I have a 24-inch Ashford loom.
Okay. You know what? That's a great size because you can do a lot with a 24-inch width. That's a really nice size. Yeah.
And it's a good size where, like, if I want to go outside and weave, I can just carry it out to the porch. I can carry it upstairs or downstairs. It's really easy to carry around.
Yeah, and that makes a big difference. Portable? Yes, that makes a big difference.
And I've gone camping with it, and it's a great loom.
Look at you going camping with it. I love that. Any tips for dressing a loom? And you could go with rigid heddle because I know that's your forte. What is your tip for dressing a loom?
Well, I like direct warping. And
nice. Okay.
Warping just right onto the loom, carry it from the back of the loom to the peg and walk back and forth, just warping it directly. It's so fast. I can warp a set to make 2 towels like in half an hour, 45 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's very fast. And for those that aren't as familiar, when you say direct warping, what do you mean by
that? So the back of the loom is the apron rod, and then you measure out however long you want your warp to be, and then you'll have your peg at that end, which I use my kitchen chair because it's very sturdy and it has a peg on the top.
Okay, good. I was going to ask, what do you use to kind of hold that down?
Yeah. I mean, you can clamp a peg to a table, but since I have my kitchen chair that works so well, I always use that. So when you tie on the yarns on the back of the apron rod, and then you just walk in, you put your thread through the heddle or the reed, and then you just carry it right to the peg for the length of however long you want the warp to be. And you just do that however many ends you want to warp. So say you have 200 ends, you'll be walking back and forth 200 times. So you also get some exercise.
Right. But this is a way that you can kind of skip the whole warping board or warping mill process.
Yep. Yeah, you don't have to do that extra step of measuring it on a warping board. You're just warping it right onto the loom.
Yeah, right there. Very cool. All right. What is your go-to weaving book?
Oh gosh, there's so many good ones. I think my favorite one would be the what is it called? Oh my goodness. I can't remember what it's
I know. Let me
called.
put you on the spot with a camera on and ask you to
Um,
remember stuff.
oh,
Yes.
the Weaver's Idea book.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh yeah, I get so many ideas from that one. And of course, I love Deborah Jarko's new book, The Rigid Heddle Weaving Basics and Beyond. I'm crazy over that one right now. There's so many good projects in there, and we're starting to put some of the projects together as kits.
Yeah.
So
Love that. Will you tell us a little bit about, I know you and Deborah have a friendship. Will you tell us a little bit about your kind of partnership?
Yes. So when I saw her book and I found out that she lives in Arizona, she only lives a couple hours from me. So we've been getting together and having lunch and planning projects. Back in January, she did the January Weaving Challenge with the Brooks Bouquet scarf. And so I put the scarf kit together and she did a Zoom class. And then everybody that had the book could weave the scarf and take her class. And that was a lot of fun. And then we just got together again, and she's going to do the April Weaving Challenge, which I'm so excited about. She's doing a class for waffle weave pickup technique on the rigid heddle loom.
Oh, fun. Okay, I needed this back last October when waffle weave was the theme for the weave along then. That's brilliant. How fun.
Yeah. And so the pattern that she's using is from her book, The Rigid Heddle Weaving Basics and Beyond. Yeah. And I put together 3 different kits so that if they want to weave all 3 kits, they can, or they can just choose one project. There are 3 different colorways. And so that's another thing, if they wanted to weave the white towels with stripes or the red towels or the blue towels, they have an option to weave either all of them or one of them. And she's going to do another Zoom class. So we're very excited to have that. And that's just going to start in a couple of days here, April 1st.
Yeah, that's awesome. Very cool. Well, and by the time we show this, then it'll be past that. So it'll be all good and ready. It'll be, it'll be running. That's awesome. Very, very cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, what a great partnership you have with each other. I think that's wonderful and so cool. You know, weaving is such a small world then to think that, you know, you're like, wait, I know her from the book and I know her from the yarn. I mean, I think that's very cool. Okay. Last question. Why is weaving good for you?
Oh, I just think I don't know what I would do without it. Like I said, I get up in the morning and it just sets my mind in the right place for the day. It keeps our minds busy on designing. If you're, a designer, you're thinking of what we're going to do next. And I really love that when somebody gets one of my patterns, that they go further with it and change it a little bit and add something to it to make it their own. And I just think it's creative and it brings out the creativity in us. And I just think it's really important to do something that you love and make time for it.
I love that. Great answer. Very nice. Yes, I couldn't agree more. I think that's all those things you just said are so just dead on, for sure.
And it's rewarding too. I mean, you make something of of your own.
Right? To make something with your hands, I think is important, no matter what that is. Yes. Yeah. I agree. Look at you. All right. For those that need a little reminder, how can they find you?
Cottonclouds.com is our website. And we have a newsletter that you can sign up for on the homepage of the website. You just put your email address in and click sign up. And we put 1 to 2 newsletters out a week, nothing crazy. We have lots of fun sales and just inspiration in our newsletters. And it's a lot of fun. And then, of course, you can join the Facebook groups also to interact even more.
And remind us what the names of the groups are.
We have the Rigid Heddle Cotton Clouds Facebook group, and we have our main Cotton Clouds page, and then we also have Serenity Spinners and Weavers.
Excellent. Very good. Well, I certainly hope that everyone will go check out Jodi and her lovely company, because she's doing all
Yeah.
kinds of great things. Thank you so much for joining me today. This has been a
Oh,
blast.
thank you for inviting me. This has been so much fun.
Okay. How fun was that? She is just the coolest. Jodi is awesome. She and I actually got to meet in person not that long ago, and it was such a thrill. She's so knowledgeable and passionate about what she does, and you can really tell. So if you haven't had a chance to go check out Cotton Clouds, I seriously encourage you to do so, and say hi to Jodi while you're there. I hope you really enjoyed this interview with Jodi Ybarra, and there'll be more to come for sure. Have a great week. Happy weaving.